Listen, the Premier League is back. Arsenal are back. I'm ecstatic. 2-0 win against Wolves at home. Listen, I got to give a shout out to Saliba. He's the fastest ever Arsenal player to get 50 wins. So congratulations going out to him. Kai Havertz and also Bukayo Saka shines again, scoring both goals against Wolves. Just like I predicted in my pre-match preview. If you haven't already watched it, go take a look. And also David Raya making some great saves in the game to keep us in the game whilst we was 1-0 up. So shout out to him. And also I've got some talking points just to go through in regards to the game and analysis and all that good stuff. If you're enjoying this video so far, please consider subscribing, give it a like, and also don't forget to share. So let's get into the game, guys. So the first thing I wanted to obviously talk about is the performance from the whole team. I mean, it's the first game of the season. I don't know what everybody was expecting. I wasn't expecting us to go sort of straight out the blocks and just go and banging goals. Let's be honest, this is the Premier League. You know what I mean? Like, it's not easy league. Everybody, regardless of your pre-season, and I think prior to the game, everybody was going off pre-season like performances. And I did say in my pre-match preview that although like Wolves pre-season didn't look great, don't get it twisted. Listen, they're coming into the league. It's the Premier League. First game of the season at the Emirates. They're going to want to sort of cause an upset, as we say in the football terms. But obviously, Arsenal turned up. We managed to obviously keep a clean sheet, which was the most important thing, I reckon, as well as obviously scoring the 2-0, the 2 goals to keep it, obviously, to win the game and also to get the 3 points. So great win in regards to that. It was a solid performance all over. I mean, there was a bit of a shakiness in regards to certain players. Listen, I've been reading all over socials. Everyone keeps talking about Thomas Partey. And I don't seem to understand why. What is the stress all about? It's the first game of the season. Not every player is going to be up to their full potential or their sharpness right now. It's the first game. Listen, like, it's going to take at least 5 games before everybody get their full sharpness back. Let's be honest, even Bukayo Saka had to come off and get a rest, at least a 10 minutes to 15 minutes rest towards the end of the game. So there's this notion people keep talking about, is Partey still the one to play the number 6? Do we need another sort of number 6 player coming in? I mean, guys, come on. It's the first game of the season. Let's give the guy a break. You know, like, if Partey can stay fit and get his full match fitness back and his performance from what we know of Thomas Partey of 2 seasons ago, then I don't see why we're panicking. Like, bro, let's just chill. Like, Thomas Partey is a baller. Just make sure he can keep fit. And everybody just relax. It's the first game. Yeah? There's no need to panic. Saliba, he made a couple of errors. He made a bad pass which could have led into a goal. No, I don't see anybody else talking about him. But everyone's sort of picking up on Partey, and I don't seem to understand why. So, yeah, let's give that a rest, guys, and just obviously let's move on. Try to keep it all positive. There was some good, obviously, play in the match as well from Thomas Partey, but no one seems to be picking up on that. It was all negative, so I don't really want to touch too much on that, but I just thought I'm going to support him. I think he's the best player in that position for us, because initially when we got Declan Rice in, the idea was always to play Partey, Rice and Odegaard in that midfield, and I don't think Arteta is going to shift from that. It might change it up from game to game, depending on who we are playing and the intensity of the game. But for everybody to be coming down on Thomas Partey and saying, questioning whether he's still the player to take us forward, I just don't think that's fair. So let's move on from that. Like I said at the beginning, Bukayo Saka and Kai Havertz obviously on the score sheet. I initially predicted like a 3-0 win. So I was literally hoping for Odegaard to add to the goals. But it is what it is, because I had Havertz and Saka and Odegaard to score, obviously making it 3-0. But, you know, 2 out of 3, it's not too bad. 2-0 clean sheet. I'll take it. I'll take it all day. Great performance from the lads. Like I said, Saka managed to get a rest. The only thing for me is we need a solid backup for Saka on that right wing. Arteta had to change it up a little bit in regards to sort of, I think he ended up moving, I think it was Martinelli towards the right. I might have got it wrong, and then Trossard obviously came on. But I just feel like we need a solid right winger that's going to be able to back up Saka, because I think this season we're going to need Saka a lot, but we also need him to rest as much as possible, because there's going to be a lot of games and we can't afford Saka to be getting injured or to be playing 90 minutes week in and week out. So But apart from that, solid performance. He got an assist for Havertz, and also he got his goal just as well. Moving on, the only concern I had when I saw Declan Rice go down, I was a bit skeptical. I was like, God, please let it not be an injury. It turns out potentially that it might just be a cramp. So precautionary, obviously, we took him off. And I think that's when Jesus came on. He went up front, brought Havertz back. And yeah, I mean, we still look good. We still look solid, you know. And this is the depth we kind of have now from the bench, coming on to obviously coming on the subs and that kind of stuff. So with Jesus able to come on, you've got Trossard able to then come on. You got Jorginho, Calafiori, Timber also managed to get some minutes. I just think all around we had a massive, great performance all round. When we was 1-0 up, the only downside was we got a little bit sloppy in my opinion. There were some loose passes where Wolves literally could have come back into the game at 1-1 and basically that would have changed the whole dynamic of that game. So I just think if we can cut out all the sloppiness when we're like leading, and that was one of the things that, you know, cost us last season as well, because there was times when we're leading maybe like a 1-0 or 2-0 and we get a bit sloppy in our passing and in our sharpness. And I don't seem to understand why that seems to be the case. I thought we would have worked on that during the preseason and tried to cut out all these little mistakes that can potentially cost us 3 points. So hopefully between now, as the you know, week and season progresses, maybe we'll see us, you know, improving in those sort of little aspects in terms of cutting out all these little mistakes. And hopefully, you know, we got on to win the match more convincingly. Touching on David Raya, he made, I think, one massive save. Obviously, he was moving one way, stretched his hand out. I think that was when we was like 1-0 up. That could have been a deciding factor in regards to, obviously, we're 1-0 up. Wolves come back into the game 1-1, and then he's just like, oh, everyone gets tense. Oh, here we go again. Can't keep a clean sheet, sloppiness and all that kind of stuff. But shout out to David Raya, kept us in the game, so we can't really complain too much about that. But overall, I was actually quite happy in regards to the win, the way we performed, being the first game, nerves, you know, all that kind of stuff. I think we've shaken off all that nerves now, hopefully going on to the next game away against Aston Villa. Maybe we'll be a little bit more confident. Let's see how that goes. But just wanted to touch on a couple of, obviously, transfers, rumours as well. We got Marino. Obviously, that seems to be something that is going to get done, hopefully next week. Hopefully in time for the Aston Villa game. Fingers crossed. Looks like a decent player. I watched him all throughout the Euros. So that's going to be a good addition to the squad as well. So we have a good strength in depth when he does hopefully comes in. So let's see how that one goes. And hopefully we get it done sooner in the week as opposed to later towards the weekend before we play Aston Villa. So let's see how that goes. Also, just wanted to shout out Timber. Like I said, he also then came on for Zinchenko. And in my opinion, I think he looked pretty solid. You know, again, there was a time when he did a little a skill. He managed to win the ball back, did a little turn. Everybody thought, oh, here we go. Timber's that guy. Next thing you know, he lost the ball and Wolves could have, again, gone on to score. Again, goes back to those little minute details in regards to little details that matters in a match when you're winning. Don't get too complacent. Don't, you know, think like you've won the game already. It's just those little details I think we need to work on. And hopefully if we can cut out those little mistakes, again, we just look emphatic and we can literally just win the game more comfortably, in my opinion. Talking about Timber, it then begs the question, who starts on the left back for next game against Aston Villa? Obviously, I will be doing my pre-match preview in regards to that, my predictions before the Villa game. So if you haven't already, subscribe and you get notifications for when that video also comes out. For me, for Aston Villa, I actually watched the Aston Villa game again today when they played West Ham. They look pretty good going forward. Don't get me wrong, but I still think they do look a bit shaky on the back. But I'm just thinking about the wing play. So in terms of our defense now, in the left back role, I personally would be going for Timber ahead of Zinchenko. And I can just see as the season progresses, Zinchenko is actually going to go down the pecking order, in my opinion. And I think he's going to potentially become like the third choice on that left back role. Is going to potentially then be between Timber, Calafiori, and then Zinchenko is going to go down the pecking order. Let me know what you think in the comments below if you agree. But in my opinion, I personally think that that's what's going to happen. So for the Aston Villa game, for that left back, I would personally be starting Yuri Timber on the left back. And just, again, I'm not predicting, this is not my prediction yet, but kind of is a little bit of a snippet. But in that front three, personally, I'll be swapping out Martinelli for Trossard. Because of the type of game it is, we're playing away against Aston Villa, just get a bit more control onto the ball. I mean, don't get me wrong, Martinelli had a really good game today, but I just think that there was moments where he could have done a little bit better. But for the Aston Villa game, I personally think I'll be that left-hand side. I can literally just see Timber coming in for Zinchenko and maybe Trossard coming in for Martinelli. So I can see that happening, but let's see how the week progresses, because you just don't know. Players might get, hopefully, fingers crossed, that this doesn't happen. They might pick up injuries during training throughout the week. You just don't know what's going to happen. But if it was up to me, if I was to choose right now, Timber comes in for Zinchenko, Trossard comes in for Martinelli. Let me know what you guys think. If that's what you would go for, let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already done so, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. There was 2 incidents with one of the Wolves player. I can't remember his name. I'm sure you guys know what the moments I'm talking about. So obviously you had the incident with Kai Havertz where he got taken down by the Wolves defender. I mean, to be fair, they were both scuffling. They both went down. But what I also didn't like, when, in my opinion, he just appeared as though like he had his hand around Kai Havertz's throat. And to me personally, what I personally would have gone for had it been the referee would have been a yellow card for Havertz and obviously a red card for the Wolves player. Can't remember his name. And then later on in the game, there was a funny moment. I mean, you decide, funny moment, a cheeky moment, where the same player, he went to grab Jesus' bum. And then obviously Jesus retaliated, pushed him away, and then he got a yellow card. Somebody please explain how that is. I don't understand. And this is what's questioning a lot of the officiating in this country. I know it's not something that goes to a VAR decision. I get it in terms of the Jesus one, but how he managed to get a yellow card when he was being the one that was being, what's the word, like being tormented. And I don't get it, because he retaliated, he got a yellow card for it, but yet this player did not even get a single yellow. I don't get it. So those are the 2 incidents and the moments in that game that I was a bit like, what's going on here? Like, this guy didn't even get a yellow card in 2 separate incidents. Honestly, I don't get it. And it doesn't appear to be like people are talking about that. Even in the commentary, no one was talking about it. But it is what it is. It's just, yeah, I just thought I'd mention that because those were 2 hilarious moments in the game. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I just thought he should have at least got a yellow card. At least. But anyways, listen, the main important thing is we got the 3 points, we got the win, we got the clean sheet, 2 goals, and yeah, we're off and flying. You know, we got the win that we wanted. Now the next game, Aston Villa away. Like I said, I will be doing my pre-match preview during the week. If you haven't already done so, subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. But yeah, let me know how you guys thought the match went. Did you get your predictions right? The starting lineup, the score predictions, how was all of that kind of stuff? How did you enjoy the game? What little things do you think that Arsenal need to improve on? Who would you start in the next game? Let me know in the comments below. Let's have a conversation. And most importantly, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I will see you guys in the next video.